Hello and welcome to Pardon the Integration, how Intel has executed on strategic initiatives in 2021, a podcast where we tackle three top trends in the channel today. I'm your host, Ed Hannan, and I'm joined today by Greg Ernst. Greg Ernst is Vice President in the Sales and Marketing Group and General Manager of United States Sales at Intel Corporation. He leads the Intel Sales and Marketing organization responsible for the United States. I'd like to thank Greg for being here and just, again, remind everyone that we're going to be talking about how Intel's executed on strategic initiatives in 2021. And the way our program works is we have three topics, as you'll find out, that we'll be discussing throughout the program and 3 minutes to talk about each. Our first topic is ambitious plans. Our second topic is 2021's major announcements. And our third topic is looking ahead. And as you watch today's program, you'll see a countdown clock on the bottom of your screen. But Greg, I want to start with that first segment, ambitious plans. And really simply, where do you think the company really excelled and where is there room for improvement?
Yeah, thanks, Ed. And it's a pleasure to be here. We're at Intel, we're most proud of a few things. One is the launch of an announcement of our IDM 2.0 strategy. That's an integrated device manufacturer. We brought Foundry back, which obviously right now the world needs semiconductor production. So it was a welcome announcement. Interest has been great from our partners. And that's all built on top of the great execution our technology development teams have been having. So in July, we laid out a schedule for the next 5 manufacturing transitions. Happy to announce here today, December, we're on track or ahead of every single one of those milestones. And our customers are seeing it, and they're really feeling the confidence in our roadmap, which excites us. Business-wise, big trend that we're seeing right now is really the deployment of compute at the edge. All business right now is doing great in the technology sector, but I'm really excited about this expansion of this edge compute and this cloud to edge. As an industry, we've been working on this for a while, over a decade, and I view we really crossed the chasm. In Q3 alone, just for Intel's billings, and we're a small part of the BOM, we achieved our first ever $1 billion Q3 in that market. And then all this put together, we're also really excited about our progress we've been making as a company on our software. Last month, we had our Intel Innovation event. That's our IDF 2.0. Developers loved it, but we have work to do. We have big ambitions there to be the developers' #1 technology partner. We've got a roadmap of movements, but we have work to do. And in 22, we'll keep executing.
Whenever I get an audience, whenever I get a chance to talk to someone from Intel, it's one of those, like, it's a big deal. And I know for the industry, it's a big deal. So thank you for sharing sort of, the insights from Intel's perspective on where you've been and where you're going, because there's so much talk about technology right now. And, Intel's really in the center of it. I wouldn't say the forefront, the center and the forefront of all of this. So that being said, I want to move to the next question, which is, let's dig a little bit into some of the big announcements from this year. Specifically, what does the Alder Lake launch mean to partners?
First, it's one of the few times in a while we've launched a desktop product first on a given manufacturing node. So it's our first product on our Intel 7. And we chose to do that. It was a partner first decision. Partners saw the momentum on desktop. They saw the momentum with gamers. They saw the momentum as some offices and businesses around the Americas are coming back to work. So desktop was strong. So we launched first. Interest was fantastic. As our partners had anticipated. It was fun on Twitter seeing lines out the door as gamers lined up before retail stores opened to buy the products. And the product's exceptional. What they're really excited about is a breakthrough that we were able to achieve where we took 2 different types of processing cores. We have our performance core, high performance cores, and then that's paired with our energy efficient cores. The secret sauce is something called a thread director, which for every line of software determines should it go to the performance cores or efficient. So that's what really was the underpinning of the huge breakthrough of performance. And it's been awesome. But it's one thing this year. And Ed, you talked about it. We at Intel, we have a lot going on. We have a lot of creative engineers. We have a lot of ambitions. And so we've had a good year of announcements. The Ice Lake servers are in high volume, which our partners are loving. It's really driving a refresh for a lot of our partners' customers. IDM 2.0 I mentioned earlier is really humming. And then the Evo notebooks. We're up to over 20 Evo products certified Evo laptops in the market right now. And we're doing our part for our partners, which is really driving the marketing campaigns. We're hitting it hard. We started on October 10th. We continue on driving that Evo message. Brand awareness is going up. Products are in stores and at our partners. So it's a winner. It's a winner for the industry, and I'm happy to be a small part of it.
I thought it was really interesting that you talked about the Evo laptops. And I remember on Thanksgiving watching the football and I saw the commercial with Jamie Foxx in it. So, it looked pretty cool. So as a not Intel person who just uses the stuff, it looked cool. So I'm sure I'm sure on the inside, it was pretty fun to know that it was coming. And on the outside, it was pretty cool to see it being there. So in closing, what can partners look forward to from Intel in 2022?
Well, I'll start with the products. We just as always, we're a product company. We'll bring Sapphire Rapids into high production. As I mentioned earlier, we have this Ice Lake server platform that's, absolutely, partners are loving it. I actually, my call at 6:30 this morning was a partner bragging to me about the orders he had just gotten on Ice Lake Xeon. So we're excited about that, but then in 22, we'll refresh it with Sapphire Rapids, which brings that PCIe Gen 5, that DDR5, and eventually integrated high bandwidth memory. It's a killer, Ed, absolute killer. And then we'll have the GPU, the data center GPUs in market. This is a fun one. We've been talking about it for a few years. And again, we're getting a lot of interest, a lot of HPC wins, both on the government side, but as well as in industry. So that'll be rolling out. And then we're going to expand the Alder Lake PC products that we talked about earlier into full 60 different SKUs, desktops, notebooks. And so that'll be a big revenue driver for our partners. And then on the software side, with one API, we're going to keep evolving that. And interest there has been really, really strong. Most of my calls actually this week were around one API, the tool set, and how the partners can really start getting their developers, their DevOps trained and using the benefits of all these tool suites. And in 2022, we're going to expand it and add even more portfolio or more to the portfolio. So it's going to be fun. It's and I think all of us, Ed, right? We'll get to be on the road a little bit, which will be fun. We'll get to celebrate some of these wins together in person, which will be a welcome relief.
Yeah, I feel like we all sort of, what's that old line from the song? We served our sentence, but committed no crime. I feel like, it's time to start, living a little bit again. I'm with you on that 100%. Yeah. So next year should be fun. It's time to turn a corner and get away from the speeding train and sort of, get on board the train as opposed to have it coming out.
Yeah. So. I was in DC this past week doing work on the CHIPS Act, and it was just so awesome being together with people, right? I talked to my wife Wednesday morning, and I'm like, I'm having a blast. Like, this is great energy. We're feeding off each other. We're helping the nation, but more than anything, it was just fun to be in person.
100%. Greg, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you all for watching. Before we go, these are my 3 takeaways from today. Intel IDM 2.0 Foundry is going to ramp up much needed semiconductor manufacturing here in the US. Alder Lake and its breakthrough 2-core technology that divides processing into a performance core or an efficient core through Intel Thread Director has gamers lined up to get their hands on it. And finally, Intel started the work of getting back to its developer roots and will continue in 2022 to build on that and be the partner of choice for developers. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, my name is Ed Hannan, and you've been watching Pardon the Integration, how Intel has executed on strategic initiatives in 2021. Thanks again. Have a great day, everyone.